Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's like I never left. Hood back on, mic still here. Basically, this is another video. It's part 2 of what I played yesterday about the school system and madhabs, and I wanted to carry it on because this gets even more interesting now with the same person talking, Dr Shadee al-Masri. And now the question is, starting new madhabs. Why can't I start one? Why can't I start one? Me or next man or whatever, anyone, even someone of great knowledge, someone of vast knowledge. Why can't someone of vast knowledge start a madhab? And we're gonna, watch the video and react to it. This is quite a good series by Dr Shadee. It's called Debunking Madhab Myths. This is episode 6. I'm not going to watch all of it and react to all of it on this channel, because that would be called what's the word here? It's a cop out. It's a cop out, innit? Just reacting to someone else's videos, putting it on my own channel. That's cheating. Anyway, let's get into this video.
Hum rijal wa nahnu rijal. You hear this all the time. Those 4 imams, they're regular human beings. We're also regular human beings. Why can't I start my own method? And the answer is, you can. Go ahead and do it and see who's going to follow you, and document every question, learn Arabic, and get me somebody to sign off that you're a master of Arabic grammar. One person, one scholar. Get me one scholar to sign off that you're a master of Quran and Tafsir. Get me one scholar, just one, to sign off that you're a master of Hadith. Get me one scholar to sign off that you're a master of Usul, if you even know what Usul means. Do it. Now document all the questions. Cover all the questions of Islam. Everything about traveler's prayer, everything about how to distribute spoils of war, everything about divorce, everything about inheritance. And then cover the new matters. I need fatwa on Bitcoin. I need fatwa on the nation state. I need a definition on Darul Kufr and Darul Islam and Darul Harb. I need fatwas on Hijrah. When is it obligatory? When is it permitted?
Wow. He says you can start a madhab. You can start one. Go ahead. Make sure you get all signed off, get all your ijazah from one teacher. He's asking for one teacher for your knowledge in tafsir, Arabic grammar, and let's not even go into Arabic and how many branches that goes into, about the rhetoric language and like you said, the grammar, the literature. It just goes crazy, man. And then we're talking about tafsir, we're talking about hadith, we're talking about what else did he say? Usul al-fiqh. We're talking about fiqh in itself. And like he said, do you even know what usul means? I ain't gonna define it because I'll just butcher the definition. I think I know what it means. But anyway, see, this is why Islam and the knowledge part of Islam is the most beautiful thing, because it is so vast, so interesting, and you can't cheat knowledge. You can't be a charlatan. A charlatan will be exposed like this, like that. It's very easy to just look at someone and do you know what I mean? It's very easy, because those people of the correct knowledge will debunk them very fast, very, very fast. So like he said, you can start your own madhab. Just make sure you get all this signed off by a teacher, just one teacher. Let's not go into how many teachers maybe signed off Imam Abu Hanifa, for example. Maybe, I don't know how much, in the hundreds possibly. That means you need hundreds of teachers to agree with the fact that you can go on now and move on. I don't think people understand. If you just sit and pause for a second to even think of that level of knowledge, and that level is mind-boggling. So yeah, you can start your madhab, man. Let's do it. I'm gonna start one tomorrow. No, I'm joking. And then he also mentioned these are the actual original fatwas and whatever that have been already given, but even the new ones, like he said, Bitcoin, is this allowed, permissible, whatever this is. How do you come to a conclusion? Because Bitcoin wasn't around in the Prophet ﷺ's time. Was it around? No, it wasn't. So how do you come to a conclusion whether this is allowed or permissible or haram or halal, whatever? How do you exactly, like, imagine I was start telling people the answers, like, you can't do that. and Bitcoin is one example. There's probably thousands of new matters that these great shayukh have to address to keep this ummah afloat, basically. It's very interesting to me, very, very interesting. And then, like he said,
4 Imams, they're regular human beings. We're also regular human beings. Why can't I start my own madhab? And the answer is, you can.
you can.
Go ahead and do it and see who's going to follow you. And document every question.
Document every question. Imagine that. Every question documented.
Learn Arabic and get me somebody to sign off that you're a master of Arabic grammar. One person.
And he said the word master. You got to master your fields to get signed off. You can't just half, you know what I mean?
One scholar. Get me one scholar to sign off that you're a master of Quran and Tafsir. Get me one scholar, just one, to sign off that you're a master of Hadith. Get me one scholar to sign off that you're a master of Usul, if you even know what Usul means. Do it. Now document all the questions. Cover all.
I love that part. You know when he says, if you even know what usul means, it's just a nice, I love that, because sometimes you need to say it in a way where makes the person sound a bit like, okay, let me stay on my level, because people get people get too big for their boots, and sometimes you need to get questioned with the most basic thing. Do you even know what usul is, mate? Before you start making up fatwas.
All the questions of Islam. Everything about traveler's prayer. Everything about how to distribute spoils of war. Everything about divorce. Wow. Everything about inheritance. And then cover the new matters. I need fatwa on Bitcoin. I need fatwa on the nation state. I need a definition on Darul Kufr and Darul Islam and Darul Harb. I need fatwas on Hijrah. When is it obligatory? When is it permitted? When is the exception? All that stuff. After you're done doing that, now go convince people to follow you.
SubhanAllah. This is the madhab system. Imam Abu Hanifa, Imam Shafi,
You
Imam
can have a madhab
Hanbali.
if you want to. Prove yourself first. These imams were signed off on by the biggest scholars of their time. Malik has ijazah from hundreds. I think one narration said he had 600 teachers.
600 ijazahs written off for Imam Malik, according to one opinion. 600. You need to really engage your brain to actually think what that even means. It doesn't mean you just sign your autograph or something. No, it is like you need to really think.
All signed off that he can give fatwa in the city of Medina.
SubhanAllah.
All of his contemporaries. By the way, how was a scholar of a madhab deemed valid at that time? How is he validated? He's validated by his peers. Every profession, it's validated by your peers. When you become a doctor, what does that medical degree mean? It means that 30, 40 professors that you had over 4 years individually signed off on the different subjects that they taught you.
Exactly.
That's essentially what it is. And the president of the college symbolizes all of them. So when I see that medical degree on your wall, I know 40 other doctors agreed that you're valid to be a doctor. Same thing, Awza'i, for example, was the imam of Syria. Malik said, Awza'i imamun yuttaba. Awza'i is an imam to be followed.
Awza'i imamun taba'.
So a mujtahid imam is somebody, a mujtahid means someone who can come up with the conclusions by himself, directly from the book and the sunnah. Wow. That type of person is the one who other imams have validated him. Okay? Who's a Hall of Famer in any sport? It's a player that other Hall of Famers said he's one of
Messi.
us. We see the attributes. Okay?
Cristiano Ronaldo.
He's a Hall of Famer too. He's worthy of being a Hall of Famer. Same thing with a mujtahid imam and or any expert in any religion or any field. Now, keep in mind, you can become an expert by yourself, self-appointed, in any field in which there's no liability. Like what? An artist.
Exactly.
There's no liability. If your painting stinks, no one dies. No one's going to be a pilot because he thinks he's a pilot. You can be an artist if you imagine yourself to be an artist. You can't be a pilot. You can't be a bridge builder. You can't be a doctor. You can't be a dentist because you imagine yourself to be a dentist. Yeah. Well, Islam, religion, deen, has eternal...
Exactly. And likewise, you can't be a scholar or a man who can give fatwas or whatever just because you imagine it. You have to go through the process and get ijazah from the right people.
Heaven and hell at risk.
Just like it's the same for doctors, the same for like he's a dentist, it's the same system. But people have no issues there. But when it comes to Islam, people have issues. They feel like if you get ijazah, it almost means that let's not even say it.
It's far worse than operating on someone's heart. If you operate on someone's heart, it's one of the worst things they could die. Okay?
Yeah.
But if you give someone a fatwa in religion and they go astray, they be punished on the day of judgment for eternity, or for a long time, an amount of pain that you can't even dream about. That's why the matter is very conservative in matters that have, or in subjects that have liability. And religion has a lot of liability, so you can't play around. Okay. Imam as-Suyuti was one of the greatest imams. He lived around 900, year 1000 of the Hijrah. He had the qualifications to open his own madhab. And he said he's going to do it. The scholar said, we don't doubt you in terms of your knowledge, but we just don't need one. Practically speaking, it's not necessary. And then he agreed. He said, at the end of the day, when I looked at my methodology, it was essentially Shafi's, right? So he stayed in the Shafi school. So again, in theory...
So in theory, is he going to say it?
In principle, you can't have your own method, but you have to walk the walk. And we all recognize that that's not happening.
Exactly. No, that's a very good point. And this video is essential, and this series is essential. I'm not going to make any more on these, but definitely suggest for you to go and watch this series, Debunking the Madhab Myths, by Dr Shadee Al-Masri. He does great work, mashallah. This Safina Society is brilliant. I do watch a lot of their videos. A recent one has come out. In fact, I'm going to watch that one. It looks really good. Where is it called? I think it's got to do with madhabs again, by the way. As you can see, I'm a bit obsessed with schools and systems and this and that, but what can I say, bro? Where is it? Is that this live? I saw it a second ago. That one. This seems interesting. Do madhabs... This one seems interesting. Do madhabs contradict hadith? And look at the amount of stuff he goes through. Look at that. Why is this topic important? How do we know the actions of the Sahaba? What if a hadith contradicts Imam Abu Hanifa? How do the laymen understand madhabs? What is a musar al-hadith? See, what does that even mean, bro? Mursal, sorry. Taking the opinion of a mujtahid outside the four schools. Oh, that's interesting. Good innovation. Bid'ah hasana. Athari Malikis. Okay, interesting. Drip. What? Praying behind innovators. Oh, God. What is haram to imagine? Are ibadis Sunni? I don't know who ibadis even are. Tafsir. Mistakes in tashahud. Being a scholar with a busy life. Hadith. Yeah, there's so black magic, negative istikhara, father controlling his son, the sitting position in prayer, the Prophet ﷺ in his first revelation, the Jafri madhab akhari. Wow. Is beatboxing haram? Look at all this stuff, man. I can't wait to watch this. I can't wait to watch that one. That's interesting, that. But yeah, like we just went through, like we just said. Let me just take this off, man. Madhabs, you can start your own madhab, but make sure you walk the walk and do what he said, and then we'll see if we can start some new system, inshallah. That was a joke, by the way. It's not going to happen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. See you guys next time.